It's like crazy because it's it's like a painkiller, like the ice bath, but it's still pain, right? So yeah, so it's like, but the same, like many medicine that are not tasty, whatever. Like people don't like take medicine, but it's all about this. Like I also know, like in general, like we like really like trying to avoid the pain, which is crazy. Like like I remember when I was younger, like even operation was with some kind of pain. Like they don't put you to the coma to sleep and everything. They basically allow you to be aware, to feel the pain, because they believe your body recover better when you have a pain, and like your body basically have really exposed to the basically pain, right? Now it's like like all society, like no pain, have everything to have, like even painkiller, like it's more about the mental things than they're actually the finding the place on the body and remove the pain. Like I do not take painkillers for, oh my god, years, and I see, like always say, like to someone, if someone take it, it's like, oh, with a painkiller, it's, let's say, or like antibiotic, whatever, you'll be sick for 1 week. If you don't take, it'll be 7 days. So it's the same things, right? Because it's hard to check anyway, right? You don't, you cannot say, like, if you don't take the painkiller, your pain will disappear also, right? But you don't know because you take already, so you cannot compare,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Being like, I think there's a lot to learn from being with the pain as well. Like if you're trying to avoid pain all the time, it just makes you weak,
Yeah.
right?
Naturally, like it's obvious, right?
It's obvious, yeah.
Yeah. But
And
somehow on this time, it's we live in society when people want to avoid pain. Even when people have a kids, like they don't want to put the kid for the like no comfy situation, trying to don't go there, don't touch this, don't eat this, So it's totally different when we leave, right? Like we go out and like, okay, see you, let's see you later, and then you come back with the scratches, accident, this one, but it's you feel alive, and in general, it's the core of being human. I think, right?
of course, yeah, it's part of life, pain. Like you can't avoid it. Like that's not gonna solve anything. It's just we're gonna make you have more pain, I guess. It's yeah.
How's your journey with being a vlogger? I can say you're a vlogger. You call
Ye-
yourself a vlogger,
Yeah.
spiritual therapeutic vlogger.
I don't know what I would call myself. Like, it's been going good. Like it just started with me wanted to share my experience and
Yeah.
try to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's been going really good. Like I think I told you before, but I think I produced about 1,000. I think I posted about 4,000 pieces of content in 2.5 years
Nice.
across all the platforms, like 250, 300 million views, and 1.6 million followers. We have a lot of people who come and want to train with me and learn. Like it's a very different thing for people when they come to see us compared to like other alternatives in the ice bath and breathwork space, because I've been through the journey of healing myself. It's not just about doing the ice bath. People get to consult about whatever issues they have. Like I've been doing a lot of different other things as well to solve my issues. Like I noticed that the ice bath and the breathwork really helped, but what really was the issue was inflammation. So first off, you need to get rid of what's causing the inflammation, right? Doing the ice bath is great. It lowers the inflammation, but that's how it sort of helps with the pain, right? But then when you're out, it comes back again, and then okay, maybe there are some other things we have to change here as well. So yeah, we're doing private classes at home, like you experience now. We can do up to 4 people. We're about to open up and do it like right by the ocean, at the place called the Boat House, and then we do events like bigger events with. We have a partnership with Unamori Onsen in Bangkok. So we go up like once a month. We do events in Bangkok, and then we have a bunch of hotels and stuff that are contacting us, want to do private events and stuff like that as well. So
For the employees or something like this?
no, I think it's mainly for their customers.
Okay.
Like they want to serve their customers, and they see that there's a demand in the market. Like people want to try this out, but they don't want to just put in an ice bath and have people, like, because it can be dangerous. Like you have to be really careful when you do this stuff. It's not a child's game.
Yeah, but it's also about the trust. For example, like being with you, like the safety things, and also like even the guidance and the words and everything. It's make me feel safe, right? And like many people, they're worried about this one because if you put on the Google like an ice bath and the breathwork, there's so many left and right things, right? So it's like, oh yeah, like hyperventilation, it's not good. This one. You can always find like this. So many people don't try it because they are afraid. But if you have someone who take care of you and basically like allowed you to feel comfy somehow, because breathwork is being comfy, right? To relax and everything. Don't judge. Like become like a facilitator or the coach, however you call yourself. It's a big part, right? Because people won't feel safe.
Yep.
And if you are stable of your guidance and everything, and like even how you guide me, I feel good, I feel safe, I feel like no matter what, like I can do it my way and everything, and like encourage me as well. So I thought I cannot, to be honest, it's impossible I would do by myself, even the amount of the time without, because I already do it exhale, and I need to keep it for 2 minutes with the empty lungs, right? It's like, no way, right? And I see you extend, and like, no, that's impossible, right? Like, it's impossible. And with your guidance, I'm able to do. And I think many people need people like this in general in life. If it's you, coach, and everything, to support them, to be with them, or trying to encourage them to do it more steps, even about the ice bath, even go together and everything. And the problem is, I think right now, not many people have people like this. That's why I go to the place, even like you and everything, to to start the journey, to try things, to find a way how I can apply this, because not everyone need to come to you like regularly and everything, but it's encourage them to do it something in life, right?
Yep.
So what's your things about let's say doing this by itself, right? Because you do it also groups, right? But people come to you regularly or time to time. What's different, right?
Yeah, it's very different. Some people, like, it depends on why they're coming. Some people come to train a few times. Like I had one guy who had the long COVID, and so his like he was really. He said if he went to work out for like 10 minutes, he would have to stay in bed for like a week. Like he was just all exhausted. He couldn't do anything. And then he went to this clinic in Bangkok, who was a clinic specifically for this issue, for long COVID. He said he spent like $10,000 and they didn't help him anything. It didn't help him shit. And he came to train with me 5 or 6 times or something like that. And now, like, I just recently did a follow-up with him. And this is like a year. It's been like a year. He said it's like 90% still, 90% recovered.
Wow.
Yeah, from just training, like just doing some natural things like breathing and practicing with me.
I also see, because sometimes they show the like test when the people smoke cigarette and they put like cigarettes to like a jar and everything, and they show like how the lungs are dirty. But basically, you do it, you breathing all the time, so you clean yourself all the time. But I think the point is like the breathing in general, people have a very short breath, right? And they don't even like it's not even about the way, but like breath work. I'm talking about the daily life. They even don't breathe properly. Even about simple things like use your nose. That's not something what people know. No. It's I have many problems with my nose, with the polyps and everything, and so I use always my mouth and everything, and I realize maybe 10 years ago how important it is, because it's not something what people know, like in general, like
Right.
yeah, there is something what some people say, but there's so much information right now when you don't know what it's what is right now, right? Because you can always find like anti-test for anything what we say, right?
Yep.
So what's the best way to use the breath, or maybe practice, or like clean self, like the COVID, we know like some kind of like everyone experience, so and everyone have some post problems after this. I still feel like my energy goes definitely down, maybe not like this your client, but definitely was I have problem as well, and I think many people have similar problems. But even not this, people have problem with the breathing, like the nose, like even about the dirt, and Thailand we have also the pollution when it's like burning season, everything, but of course many cities as well. So what's your advice about the for the clinic or for the breathing in general?
Right. So yeah, so most people only use about 10% of their lungs. They just breathe into the chest. You just chest breathing all the time. Most people have probably never ever used their diaphragm for breathing, which is the actual muscle that is supposed to be used for breathing. And it's a lot about comfort, like we're so comfortable now in the wearing clothes and having air cons and heaters and stuff like that. So one major marker for longevity is lung health, and most people will have lost 30 to 40% of their lungs by the time they retire, like when they're 65, 70. And a lot of, like the ones who have strong lungs, they are the ones who live much longer. And people lose their lungs by about 1% per year from the age of 30, 35, something like that, because we don't use it. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? It's like training a muscle or whatever. If you don't go and train your muscles, they're not going to grow. They're just going to go away, right?
So I mean, you use it like a more like. What do you mean use it? Because
So,
until 35, I still use it.
So if you only use 10% of your lungs, that's obviously not sufficient. It's like using your muscles to lift the bottle, or it's not going to build your muscle anyway, right?
Yeah.
So you have to use your whole lung when you're breathing. You have to focus on breathing into your stomach, like we talk about when we do the breathing exercises as well. So just doing that continuously throughout the day, when you think about it. That's why it's so good to do the breathing exercises like on a regular basis, because it's sort of programs your brain to think, I need to focus on the breathing every now and then at least, or when you're in stressful situations or whatever, like it can bring down your pulse, really take, like if you're sitting in the traffic in Bangkok or whatever, and you get stressed up about it, like just taking a few deep breaths is great. Like it trains up your lungs, it uses your whole lungs, and it just calms down your nervous system. So, and like what you said also about breathing through the nose, like we have the hairs in the nose, we have a mucous membrane, like we're supposed to breathe through the nose, but actually our face, like the shape of our face seems to have changed over time, because we're starting to breathe more with the mouth.
Yes, I see the people who like don't use the nose, and basically the face was really changed a lot. Even connect with the mouth jar. It's crazy. Like people looks like the face was deformed on the many different ways, and only because of the nose, breathing. Yeah, so it's a big factor. So basically, like on the breathwork, in general, like for example, even the 5-10 minutes a day, it's already extend your way of the breathing daily. Like it helps already, like keep the, like, let's say extend the lungs and change your rhythm as well.
Right. So like the way I see it, like what we did, the breath training that we did this morning, we did 4 rounds of breathing. Takes about 20-30 minutes, something like that.
Also 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When what I recommend is to do 2 of those rounds every morning, and it's basically just filling up your lungs as much as you can and blowing it out again, filling up your lungs. It's like going exercising, right? So you do a little bit of exercise for your muscles, you do a little bit of exercise for your lungs and your diaphragm. It's great.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. It's like a mind, body, and soul, but this one is body, and it's connected with also different part of body. Yeah,
Right.
it's like you have, okay, what I train today, biceps and the lungs.
Yeah.
Right?
Diaphragm training.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what's your like a routine of the day? Like your, as a person who also show the guidance for others, but what's your daily routine?
So yeah, like I said, my morning routine starts pretty much between six. Like I don't use an alarm clock, so usually I wake up between 6 and 6:30. Then I do the cold plunge. Then I do the breathing. Then I make some coffee. I make a bulletproof coffee, if you know what that is,
Yes.
with MCT oil and
Yes.
pure butter. And then I write my goals. Then I actually go for a walk and my another workout. Some days, not every day I do that, but I do like 10-15 minutes at we have like a park where we can do some pull-ups and stuff like that. I go do some grounding at the beach while I'm listening to learn something new. I focus every day is really important to me to upgrade my skills and my knowledge. So that's what I do while I'm out for walks. It's a great way to do it instead of listening to music or whatever. That doesn't really give much. And then back, I have a breakfast, and then usually nowadays I do like one of my skill upgrades that I'm working on is to be fluent in Thai. So I think I told you that before as well. Like I do the live streams every time I eat. That's when I do the live streams. I usually just eat 2 times per day. So I do a live stream on TikTok and I practice, reading Thai, answering questions and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I make some content depending, maybe spend some time with my wife or...
You do content together, right?
We have been doing a lot of content together, like because my language skills have been so poor, but now I can do most of it by myself. Sometimes she needs to help out a little bit with translation work, but I can do quite a lot of it myself now.
Okay, so like, speaking Thai, like what's the reaction of the people? Like you also speak in the daily life, like you go shop and everything?
Like this. The problem I had before was I understood a lot of Thai. I could listen and I could understand or at least grasp the conversation on a pretty big level. But my speaking was like I didn't feel comfortable speaking. So that's what I found this really helps with, like speaking. Even if I speak with myself, answering questions and stuff like that, it's just practice to use the words, right? Like continuously. And some people, they write in the comments that I had one comment like, how can you speak so much Thai and still say everything wrong? Like it's crazy. But some people say it's perfect. It's really good. And,
it's general. That's why I like have my turning off time when I trying to learn Thai, and then I say one word and I repeat whole day, and on the end I use the word and nobody understand me. It's like no way. So I give up, because